Hello, everyone. I am Luke Plowman, and I'm here with Bengt Stayentoft. And today we are here to talk about the upcoming World Othello Team Masters semi-finals, as well as give you a brief update on in-person tournaments. So, with the in-person tournaments first, although COVID is still very much happening for many countries around the world, there is the beginning of real-life tournaments again. And there is three words
Yeah,
I never thought I would say.
yeah, and the
So,
video we
Bengt,
just saw, the video we just saw, it really make me longing of the next World Othello Championship live. Oh,
yes, the 2019 Japan World
yeah.
Championships was the
So we
only
really
World
hope for
Championships that I've been to.
yeah, we really
It
hope
was
for a
good.
World Othello Championship 2022. Yeah, but okay, we're going to now, and we will see some news here, and we start with the Belgium. They had this weekend the Belgium Othello Championship. And the winner was, for the 12th time, Tom Schotte. And Sander Schotte won the youth final, and Frauke van der Mortel won the ladies category. Congratulations to you. There were 9 players in this Belgium championship this year, and that was 2 more than last year. So they hope next year more players in a without COVID Belgium championship.
Yes, in the Netherlands, there was a recent Open Othello tournament, which had 14 players in Alkmaar. I think that's how you pronounce it. I've been working on my
Yeah,
pronunciations.
it's
That
good.
was one. That tournament was won by Reko Zillig, and as well
Yeah,
as that tournament in the Netherlands, which is an exciting return for over the board Othello. As well as that, last month there were some other tournaments and championships. We had a tournament here in the UK, which unfortunately I wasn't able to attend, but the next one that's on, I will be right there. There was also
yeah.
one in Sweden, in Pakistan, Poland, and a few others that were organised. And now this is really, really good news, and I'm sure all of you watching are really excited about it. So yeah, so that's on over the board tournaments. Really exciting again. Now on to
Yeah,
the
and if
online
you,
world.
yeah,
Yes, Bengt?
yeah. So if you organize a online tournament, please send us the information, and we put it out in Othello News. And of course, we can do an interview and things on Studio Othello too, because we really want to show live Othello again.
Yes, absolutely. And no promises, but I will try and teleport my way to every single one. Now, on to
Yeah,
the World Othello Team Masters, the online world of Othello. Um, so this has been running recently. The quarterfinals have just finished.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, we will go back a little to the top 16 qualification. It was 4 group with 4 teams, and the last Othello studio we had, it was discussing every group, and now every group is finished. And Group A, it was China and Malaysia, a little surprise, who take the 2 spots to the quarterfinal. It was some very interesting games there. In Group B, we had Japan. That was maybe not a surprise. And then it was interesting games, and Finland took the 2nd place in that group and was going to the quarterfinal. In Group C, we had Russia and France, and it was a tight fight between France and Hong Kong about the 2nd place, but France took it because they had 4 games more winning, or in fact 2 games more winning than Hong Kong. And in Group D, Sweden won the group with Iran as number 2, and Canada and India. And so there was 8 teams to the quarterfinal.
To see Iran go so far,
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah, it was interesting. And then we have Japan, France, and Japan, as China showed that they are fighting for the title, definitely. And Russia Finland was a very exciting game. It ended as a draw, and it was a final game between Dmitry Atamanov and Ole Makkonen. It was real exciting. So this is quarterfinal for me. That it's until the last disc. You don't know what happened. So that was a most exciting game in the quarterfinal series. And Sweden, Malaysia, who was beating UK and took the last spot in the quarterfinal, lost against Sweden. So now we are at the semifinals. So it's 2 semifinals. We have China, Japan. What do you think about that, Luke?
Oh, the 2 biggest teams, the 2 favourites for the tournament, are very exciting. I think Japan slightly edge out as most people's favourites, but China are by no means a team to underestimate. Also very strong.
Yeah. And the semifinal 2 is Russia against Sweden. Yeah, I think I'm a part in this case. I will not say,
Yes,
but
I'm
what do you think?
thinking. I'm thinking you'll bet on Sweden and I'll bet on Russia. I think that makes sense.
Thanks for that. Yeah. So what we have done is that we have interviews.
We have some interviews. The first interview is the interview between China and Japan, the first 2 semi-finalists. So shall we watch that now?
Yeah, we can see with you one.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Hey, we say hello and welcome to our guest, Kang Lee, team leader for the China Othello, and Tadmir, team leader for the Japan Othello. Welcome to Studio Othello.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
And with me, I have today Ivan Chan from the World Othello media team. Ivan.
Hello, everybody.
What's up? What should we talk about today?
Well, this is the semi-final day of the World Othello Team Masters, WOTM. One of the matches we are looking forward to is China versus Japan.
Thank you.
That's nice. Japan and China are the dominant countries right now, according to the World Othello Federation's rating list. Both teams have many players ranked high on the ranking list, so I think this will be a very exciting match. So I will start ask you, Todd, the Japanese team leader. How are your players' thoughts and feelings now before this interesting semi-final match?
How do I think?
Yeah, and your players' feelings.
Okay. I'm expecting that young players who attending these semifinals and have a good luck and a good fight and good play for the semifinal versus China teams. So, but we understand, but China team is very strong. Yeah.
Thank you.
So yeah, that will be good. Good play with a good match. The 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. That's what I'm feeling right now. So
the Japan is the top rated. You have over 75 players in the top 100 in the World Othello rating list. I think that can be a challenge for the Chinese team, or what do you say, Ivan?
Well, so this is my turn now. I'd like to ask a few questions to Kanda in Chinese. And before that, the first question, I'd like to ask Kanle, and people don't know Chinese. People think, oh, what Kanle means. No, I know Chinese, and I know that Kanle actually means entertainment. If you don't know, so I'd like to ask Kanle if it actually means entertainment. Kanle 哈，刚才我想问的就是说，你的名字康乐，很多外国的朋友都不知道康乐是什么意思的，那是不是娱乐的意思了？
是这样子，就是在我出生的时候，我父母给我取这个名字的意愿是健康和快乐这两个意思，这是两个意思。然后呢，后来我渐渐知道，就是在一些地方，它也有娱乐的意思，我也觉得非常的高兴，因为其实我自己也是一个比较乐观的人，这样子。OK，
很好。Kana just said, actually, the meaning of Kan means healthy, and Le means happiness. Okay, so this is the original meaning of the name Kanle. And in some part of China, like in Hong Kong, Kanle also means entertainment, but the original meaning doesn't mean entertainment. So the first question, back to WOTM, the first question is, now you're in China is in the semi-final now. What are the players' thoughts? What do you think? What's your emotion? 你们现在已经进了4强了嘛？那中国队的成员有什么想法了？现在是这情绪方面。
对，是这样子的。首先我们都非常非常的兴奋和激动，在我们的这个 WeChat 的这个 group 里面，我们每一天有可能上百条讯息是在谈论这个怎么样去比这个半决赛的。然后呢，众所周知，就是像日本队这样非常强的这个对手，也是对我们的队员的一个非常好的学习的机会。我们也非常希望，非常期待这场比赛。然后在之前的16强的比赛当中，本来呢按照规则，其实是如果我们排小组第2的话，其实我们可以迟一点再去碰到日本队，但是我们其实大家后面都觉得就是通过我们需要尊重这个比赛的竞技体育的这个比赛的精神，所以说我们还是觉得尽力的去赢下每一场比赛是更加重要的，所以说我们也都非常期待这场比赛，也是想从日本选手这边就是多学习一些比赛的这些经验，这样子。OK。
谢谢。Kana just said Chinese players are very, very excited at the moment. Actually, there is a WeChat social media group, and there are more than 100 of text messages about, they talk about, this match, against Japan. So it's not just the players, but it's the whole China is very excited about what is going to happen. And we all know, okay, Japan is the best in Othello, okay? And to play against Japan is the very valuable experience for the Chinese players. And actually, China team, they know that they will play against Japan sooner or later. In the last 16, after they got qualified in the elimination group round, they know that in the last 16 matches, they could have come second to avoid Japan in the semi-final. But China team didn't choose to do that, and they respect the sportsmanship, and they think they will play Japan sooner or later. So let's respect the game, respect our opponent, and play the best game every time they can. And they're looking forward to this match.
Yeah, that's good. So
definitely.
Yeah. But one thing Kang said, was thinking about that you say it was over 100 players in the chat and discussing. So that's giving me a question. you give a little background about China Othello, how many players, how wide it is, and what happened in China for the moment, Othello. And then I will ask Todd the same question after.
OK， 看乐哈，这个问题就是说，中国现在这个黑白棋 Othello 的发展是怎么样的？你可以就是简单的跟我们解析一下吗？
OK， 好的。中国黑白棋最早的发展呢是在2000年、2000年左右，有一些叫做文曲星的电子词典的这些小电子词典，这个在中国流行以后呢，有非常多的学生，包括我在内，接触到了 Othello， 然后呢，在一些就是游戏的一些平台上面有了这个大家的这个发现网上也有这个比赛以后，大家就是在互联网上互相学习。然后呢，在中国其实有一些这个在从2000年左右到现在，其实20多年以来，就是下黑白棋的人，下 Othello 的人，其实坚持的还是非常多的，并且就是说他在这几年其实还是呈一个就是增长的一个趋势，因为有一些比较特殊情况是，就是说我们之前是没有取得一个官方认证的这么一个组织机构，就是叫做中国黑白棋协会，或者说某某地区的黑白棋协会。这个协会我们之前都没有能够成立。那么今年呢，我们刚刚好挺有机会，我们在杭州成立了一个黑白棋的一个协会，就是它叫委员会，不叫协会，它也是一个能够被官方认证的组织。所以说这个协会可以在今后帮助我们就是更好的推广黑白棋，并且就是把这个比赛更加官方化。在今年我们的比赛呢已经被纳入了智力运动博览会的项目，明年呢，那个中国棋院杭州分院会把这个比赛纳入到智力运动会的项目，这对我们是一个非常好的一个推动。Yes。
你刚才说这个官方是中国政府的意思，对不对？
对，就是我们需要有一个官方承认的机构，这样会更加的帮助我们去推广它，这样子。对，这样子，它会有一些就是职业标准的这个，比如说段位，比如说是和学校的共建交流，和学校就进学校的一些这个推广，这个是很重要的。如果说没有这么一个官方的一个就是说认可，可能我们就是段位的标准和这些东西只是我们民间的话，其实是很难推广开来的。所以说这个事情也是今年我们正在做的事情，并且也是有非常大的一个这个进展的一个事情，因为现在他们已经同意我们来成立这个官方的委员会，尽管是只是在杭州，但是这是全中国大陆的第一个官方委员会。Yes.
Very interesting. Carla just said that in China, the development of Othello start in year 2000, when at that time a lot of students bought the dictionary thing, So, when we learn English, we have to buy the dictionary thing. And inside there's some games, and one of the games is Othello. And that's why a lot of students, got the chance to play Othello for the very first time in their life since year 2000. And since then, many Chinese players join the game and start to get interest in the game. And especially in this year, Kana, as a chairman of China Othello Association, is finally recognized by the Chinese government. So it becomes an official governing body, the only one to represent China.
Yeah.
And that is crucially important because with the recognition of China government, they can easily promote the game, not just in Hangzhou, but in every part of China. And one more exciting news is Othello game has already been accepted and included in the My Sport Olympics in China. So we can see there will be a long-term development of Othello in China.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that's a great news, and it's have been
Right.
very
Yeah.
good to
Very
follow
good.
the Chinese Othello Association working forward. So we hope that will make it, and China is one of the largest federations today. But now I will ask Tade, who is working in the largest Othello community in the world, Japan
Right.
Othello Association. Can you
Right.
give us a little shortly update what happened in JOA and what happened in Japan Othello and the story?
Okay. Yeah. That I know I'm responsible for that from JOA. So, but as you know, that Japan Othello Association has a long histories. So we established that federation association since 1973.
Yeah.
73. Yes. So long history. So, but we passed around 50 years. So, but we have many tournaments and many medalists and many top players. So, but it was happened last 2 years. The COVID situation made us be silent. So we are expecting to more lights our wave and the events and the tournaments more after now. So we are discussing how we proceed and succeed our JOA to spread Othello and ordinary peoples and top players as well. So now we are discussing how spread Othello in Japan and link to the other countries. That WOTM is a very best how to link other countries and have a good communication with other countries, we think.
If I understand about the Japan Hotel Association, you have around 13 district federation or small federations under the JOA. How many players in all those federations and JOA should you say is playing Othello active before COVID, of course, online or live?
Most players still have still played online like Othello Quest or other applications, but no real tournament has been held for last 2 years. So, but they are still around 3,000 players involved in JOA members.
Yeah.
But that's I guess active was half of that.
Yeah.
So if we react to have a tournament of some events, they're waking up again for futures.
Yeah, the COVID situation have messed up a lot in all countries.
Right.
That's for sure.
Right.
So we hope it will be slowed down one day so we can start with local tournaments and international tournaments too.
Yeah, we miss the tournament to meet each other. So
absolutely. About the World Othello Team Masters, we have noted that Japan have a special strategy when with your players. In the first round, Japan let youth players in age under 14 play, and now for the quarterfinal, it was university students. What is the thought about that? You don't use the top-rated players, we noticed.
I've been speaking on behalf of Mr. Kudo, who is a leader from the JOA. So, but when JOA think about this tournament, gathering from the young players, because it is hard under this situation. It is hard for us to choose players who can attending this WOTM.
Yeah.
So yeah, we selected the youth from the player from the youth players.
Yeah.
So this is a good idea. We agreed this good idea in each members.
Well, the fact is that the last two Japanese world champions, Fukuchi was like 11, and Takahashi was 13, 14 when he was world champion 2019, and he's the reigning world champion, in fact. And also, if you check players that you used, Ranwa-san, Shimomura-san, Soda-san, they're top 20. So I mean, it's not bad players to use, but it's interesting that you used the youth players.
Yeah. But we think this is a good opportunity to the gathering each levels and categories. And I mean that on the high school and junior high school only makes only groups as a high school players. That is good opportunity. That will be good opportunity, we thought.
And
so,
I also know that China are doing a special strategy. Can you tell us more about that?
康乐哈，我们发现啊，中国也是跟日本队差不多，但是中国队好像更夸张，有30多个选手一直在新的面孔一直在出现。那我们想了解一下，原因是什么了？还有现在到了那么重要的4强赛，或者是如果你们击败了日本了以后，你们会不会继续会采取这个方式了？
好的，OK， 好，是这样，就是
你的镜头关了，
我的 OK， 现在可以吗 ？OK， 好，现在可以，好，是这样子，我们呢，在去年和今年呢，我们每个月都会做一场那个百龙杯的线上比赛，然后呢，并且我们也结合了就是近几年10盘比赛的成绩的前几位，就是来选择了30来位的选手。这个原因其实也是我们希望有更多的选手，他们可能因为这个自己的这个经济情况原因，或者说其他的身体情况，或者说工作忙的一些情况原因，他们没有办法参加到世界性的这么大的一个比赛当中代表中国出战。所以说我们觉得就是说这样子可以给更多的选手有这样参加世界级比赛的一个体验和机会。然后对于第二个问题呢，就是我们其实也是当然是非常想赢的，所以说如果说除了之前的另外的个别的几位选手他们突然有时间了以外，可能我们会采用新的选手，就是的可能性就会相对来说比较少了，因为我们其实能够用的也都用上了，但是我们也会就是尽量像就是和日本选手一样，就是我们也想在选择强大的选手的同时，选择年轻的选手，让他们有更多的机会。OK，
好，谢谢。It's like this. Before WOTM, China, they usually run a competition called Broadway competition, and which is a OTB over the board game, and they use the data from the last several years to pick the top 30 players for the WOTM. And before every match, they will calculate, try to work out the chance if they will win or not, of course. But in the same time, they have to make a balance to play some young players or some less strong players, I would say. So far, every Chinese player has played once, so which is a good thing. It is very fair. And now China is going to play against Japan. Chinese team will have a several qualifying tournaments before playing Japan to pick up the best players for this important match. Kana is very humble. He said, even though to beat Japan's probability is very, very low, they will still try their very best. If they luckily win and beat Japan, they will still continue to play some young players and let them have more opportunities.
Yes.
That sounds very interesting.
Yeah.
It's a very good way. I agree with both Japan and China, how you're doing it, because it's lifting up the young player and new players very much. So I have one extra question that, based on that you're saying now to you both. You have the semi-final against China and Japan now. If your team is winning, you will meet the team Sweden or team Russia. What is your thought about an eventual final against Russia or Sweden? We can start with Kang.
康乐哈，如果中国队这个是一个另外的一个问题，没有准备的。如果中国
对，就是如果是赢了以后，然后对俄罗斯或者瑞典，是不是？
对。
然后后面他的问题是什么？是我们会怎么样？
就是可能我估计他想问的是你想对哪一队
？OK， 其实我对俄罗斯队和瑞典队了解的都不是特别多，但是我知道，就是按照之前我们之前也有去看这两队之前的比赛，他们的表现都是非常好的，所以说也并不意外他们能够来到4强，或者说是就是进入到下一阶段的半决赛、决赛当中，所以说因为对他们两个队的队伍我都不是具体的队员我都不是特别的了解，所以说我很难说，更希望碰上哪一队，但是我觉得，对他们两个队的棋，我们都是有去在前面的阶段去学习，我们觉得。真的要说的话，可能我们会更愿意碰上瑞典。真的一定要选一个的话，我们会更希望碰上瑞典队。OK.
Kind of said a lot of things to try to be political. Okay. And all he's trying to say is he didn't know much about Sweden or Russia, but he studied the games and the matches. For both teams, and both teams are terribly strong. But if he really has to choose one, he rather play against Sweden than Russia.
Yeah. Okay.
So Todd,
don't get upset.
Okay. So Todd, are you polite too?
Yeah. But I guess the player would like to play with Sweden because we have experienced that some match with a Sweden player, but we didn't have any experience with Russian players, I guess. So the Sweden is a better better team to as an opponent.
I will
I
see
don't know.
if Sweden can get revenge. They lost in the confederation qualification badly against Russia. I know that because I was playing. So we will see what happens. So
both team is stronger. Yeah, both team is stronger.
the time is running, and we will ask the last question. The main idea of the World Othello Team Masters when we started up, as you know, it was to organize something fun for all Othello players all over the world during the COVID period, because we cannot play live, and also introduce Othello to new countries. We have got Chile, we have got Vietnam, we have got South Africa and other countries who attended to the tournament, and also other new players all over the world from Oman. And so a short question now. What do you think has been good about the team tournament so far, and is it any teams that have been a positive surprise for you? So we can start with, I will start with Tad this time.
Okay. I think it's I love this tournament because so that this is beginning to have a tournament online. So gathering many countries and connecting in many countries, they have a discussion with many countries, and JOA team, and as I told you, that organized from the university and high school and the junior high school. So that has very high potential.
Yeah.
They have high potential to have a match with their other countries.
Yeah.
So that makes them to be enthusiastic.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is very exciting to have easy to have the match with other countries.
Yeah.
So yeah, but we should think about how to organize these tournaments in futures.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is easier to have easier than to have a real tournament, and the cost, the travel costs, and the venue costs. But this is no cost for having a venue and having a travel. So yeah, but a different way from the real tournaments. So we should grow this tournament online in future, and beside the real tournament. Yeah.
You have been involved since the start when we started up this in the World of Television Thoughts 3 years ago. So you're one of the grounder of it. And
but I miss the WC.
yeah, we all do. We hope it will come next year. That's
so. We have we had the WC. I will be met Khan and Ivan.
We are working for it, you know that.
Yeah.
So, Kang.
Yeah.
Okay. The question is, due to COVID-19, I speak English. Okay， 因为疫情，sorry， 因为疫情的关系，所以我们就举办了 WOTM， 这个晚上的比赛。那作为那个黑白棋的主席，你觉得这个比赛成功吗？还有另外一个问题就是说，有哪一队是让你们感到惊喜的？
好的，第一个问题，我们确实认为这个比赛是非常非常成功的。首先，在中国，因为有非常非常多的选手，他们对黑白棋是非常热爱的，并且他们下棋的时间都是超过15年，甚至达到20年时间之久的。但是因为很多的原因，就是像我们这次比赛的有选手，他可能是因为身体残疾，他没有办法出门；有一些选手可能因为他自己就是经济原因，或者说 是其他的这个工作原因，他们是没有办法真正参加这个 WOC 的世锦赛的线下世锦赛的出国，但是这个比赛是对他们来说，其实能够代表中国队参加比赛，甚至是可以说是他们的一个梦想，真的可以这么说，因为他们一直是就是说对于黑白棋的热爱持续了很久的时间，他们这可以是作为他们一生的这个就是说热爱的一个运动去坚持，所以说这个这次能够代表中国来参加世界的比赛，对他们的意义是非常非常大的。所以说，我们很喜欢这个比赛，也非常希望这个比赛可以每年都举办下去。要不您先翻译这一段好吗？谢谢。后再翻。
Connor just said that this WOTM is actually very, very successful. For the 30-something players or Chinese players, most of them has been playing Othello for 15 to 20 years. And some of them just don't have the opportunity to attend WOC due to many different reasons. Like some of them are physically disabled, they can't travel, or some of them due to financial reason, they just can't afford to go. So Connor just said that WOTM fulfilled the dreams, the lifelong dream, to represent China, to represent their country, to play in a world-class Othello competition. And Connor said, hopefully, WOTM will continue, no matter COVID-19 is gone or not. It is a very, very good experience for many people.
Yeah. Another question， 就是第二个问题就是，我认为这次比赛当中，我们碰到的两个队伍其实是挺让我们惊喜的，一个是伊朗队，一个是马来西亚。就是之前我们对这两个队伍都不是很有多的了解，但是就是尤其是第一场我们和伊朗队的比赛。我们其实是赢得非常惊险的，就是差一点输掉。我们觉得他们也是有很多的，他们也对我们的，就是说，他们其实对这场比赛也做了很多的准备。尤其以及第二次碰到我们赢他们，其实也是碰到了一些比较厉害的选手，所以说，对他们的这个选手，我们也是觉得非常惊喜，非常厉害，我们觉得很棒。对。
Khaled just said, actually, Iran is the team that really surprised them. And even though they beat Iran very marginally in the first time and the second time, I think they still beat Iran in the quarterfinal, okay, but they start to understand how Iranian players play. So they hopefully, Iran players can continue to grow and develop the skills, and they will be a very, very strong nation in the future.
Yeah, there was planned to come to the Hong Kong World Championship in 2019, but because we moved it from Hong Kong to Japan, they couldn't get visa. So yeah, I already said then that it should be a surprise for many players. So yes, and I also think the last thing I want to say before we end this part of interview is that Atalk played from South Africa. They play against China. It was 2-32, but they really like it because that is their chance for South African players to meet best players in the world. They, as I said, they don't really have maybe the possibilities to travel to World Othello Championship or other tournaments. The world is large, so I think they also like it, as they say, and I think it's very good that countries like China and Japan playing against the new countries, so it's very good. So I think this was all for this interview, because the time is running, and we will have more interviews in this program. It's coming soon, and so we ask Japan and China good luck, and have fun in the semi-final. It was in 2 weeks.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
谢谢ありがとうございます。
Yeah.
ありがとうございます。
So we soon coming more interviews, and now back to the studio Othello.
Very well done, Bengt and Ivan. Yeah, I've lit my candle behind me just to match you, so we're all good. Yeah, so that was very interesting. So I liked what he was. I think it was Tad that was saying it. How he loves the tournament so far, and would love to see more online Othello, because it does allow people to play with people from other countries without having to obviously pay those travel costs. It's opened up a whole new kind of door to the Othello world that I hadn't seen coming, and for which maybe we should be grateful for COVID. It's been one of the benefits of it, although it's been terrible.
Yeah, it's a good interview, and what I learned was, as you say, both really like the WOTM and how we can reach new countries and also players who stop playing and now start again. But I also noticed that it's some optimism in both team leaders' voice about Othello for the future in their own countries. I mean, China now was recognized by the China state, so they get support from there. And Japan is growing, and they have a lot of players and doing well. So that is very good for the Othello world, and can also support the smaller Othello federations and encourage them to working for Othello and make it grow. Yeah, that was my thought about the interview. Do you have anything more?
No, shall we move on to the second interview?
Now I'm curious what will happen between Russia and Sweden, the other semifinals. So we can start video number 2. It's on the semifinal day of the WOTM Masters, and we have already seen the interview for the match China against Japan. And another match we are looking forward to is Russia against Sweden. So say hello and welcome to our two guests, Dmitry Atamanov, player for Russia Othello, and Oskar Eklund, player for Sweden Othello. Welcome to Studio Othello.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, Bengt and Oskar.
If you guys shortly tell us how your team qualified for the semi-final through the Confederations qualification and then the top 16 qualification, and the last game was the quarterfinal. So I was thinking, Dmitry, how did Russia qualify to the semifinal?
I would say Russia made pretty well, but it was not without a struggle. And every match, almost from the preliminary stage to top 16 group stage, and even the first our match in quarterfinals, it was very, very tough battles. Strongest teams only. And a lot of matches were decided in the very last game, sometimes in the very last seconds of this last game. So it was very exciting, and we are looking forward to go to the final.
Finland-Russia in the quarterfinal was quite interesting.
Yeah, it was intense. Everything was decided on the tiebreak, and we got lucky that Olli Makkanen was not in the best shape.
Yeah. And Oskar, how did Sweden qualify to the?
Yeah, so we played in the same qualification group as Russia and got beat by them, but still went on in a playoff game against Ukraine after being third in the first qualification group with losses against Great Britain and Russia. And well, I would say that we have played pretty well in lots of games, and so in the second qualification round, we played Canada and India and Iran, and after a draw against Canada, we made solid games against India and Iran, which and from that we played Malaysia so 2 days ago, and a pretty
How was the
solid
game?
win, I would say. Yeah.
How was the game against Malaysia? Because Malaysia, some sensational beat United Kingdom and qualified to the semi-final.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised by that, I would say, but I mean they have a strong team, but we played really good in that game, I think. But I lost. So I played Meng Yo Lai in the World Tour Championship 2016 in Japan, and I lost 27-37, and then it was the same this time. I lost 27-37 5 years later now also, so I have maybe not improved that, but overall, well, we were ahead 16-0 after 2 rounds, and so I would say that it was a really good match for us, but because we lost against England. I personally made a bad performance then, I think, and I was not happy at that game. So I was a bit surprised that Malaysia beat them, but they are strong, but they are probably not so happy with that match against us. But that's good for us, and now we have the chance of revenge against Russia, which I hope we will manage to succeed with.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We talked today with China and Japan, and China have the idea to have new players in every match. They have over 30 players now, and Japan played with the confederations qualification was youth who was not older than 14, and under the top 16 and the quarterfinal they had university students. But we have noted that Sweden and Russia almost have the same players, maximum 10 players each team. So my question is, how important is this tournament felt for your players? Because it seems that both teams play with the best and highest rated player in your country. Feel free to answer, one of you.
Okay, I can. I can answer. Yeah. So we have. I think the difference is that they have more players than us that are strong. Or I mean, especially Japan. I mean, they can choose between a lot of players, and I think they choose players so they win their games, or it seems like that. But let's see in the semis and the finals. But I mean, we have not that many strong players, and so I mean, we have a few, and we have been interested of playing, and because of that, we have had the same players in lots of games. That's the case for us, I think.
And Dimitri?
It's pretty much the same with Russia. First of all, we can't compare ourselves with China and Japan because we have much less players, active players, strong players, and so we have much less pool of players to choose from. But we have strong players in Russia that can we can change the list of players for each match. Not like China that did, but quite effective as well. I would also notice that our captain, our supreme leader, Alexander Melnikov, is a great captain, and he manages everything and takes everything under control, and also saves our matches on the last second. So we can rely. He has more than 30 years experience of Othello, so we absolutely rely on his experience and expertise and his decisions. So everything will be with our team as he says, as he thinks that's right for the team.
Yeah, I've talked with players from both teams, and I also involved in the Swedish teams, and I have noticed both Russia and Sweden take this tournament very serious and discuss in groups and checking the opponents and really, planning for each match. So it feels like both teams think it's important to win each match and maybe play the final of the WOTM.
That's because we are not Japan and we still have something to prove.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So the main idea, the main idea with the World Othello Team Masters was to organize something fun for all World Othello players during the COVID period, and also introduce Othello to new countries and players all over the world, and that happens. We have seen South Africa, we have seen Mongolia, Vietnam, and Pakistan, and Indonesia in the team tournament, and also seen new players. That's fantastic. So what do you think has been good with the team masters so far? And is it any teams or countries who have positive surprised at you? We can start with Oscar.
Yeah, I think that I hadn't played anyone from Iran before, and I think they are strong, and I didn't know there were players from Iran before this tournament. So I think they've done a great job, and it's fun to see Othello players from new places in the world. But I don't know so much about this, because I'm mostly focusing on trying to be as good as possible myself. But so probably you know more about this than me. But it's fun to see new players and new strong players to try to beat.
And Dimitri?
I can answer not from the Russian team, but from me personally. I think this tournament made it possible to a lot of players who rarely played over the world or never participated in World Othello Championship, like myself, to play the world's elite players, the strongest, compete with them. And it's a lot of fun. To be honest, my level of play improved during this tournament much bigger than for the last decade of playing 1-minute games on the internet. So I'm glad that it kind of brought me back to Othello. Brought the love to the game in me back, I would say. Okay.
I have heard that from many players because when we check who have played the WOTM, it's many players who are coming back. In fact, also in Sweden we have 2 or 3 players who are coming back to the game, and it was like 10 years ago they played live. Mm-hmm. It's fun to see that. So we have 2 short questions left, and one is about the countries. You have mentioned some of it. We know it have been no Othello under the COVID period. So can you tell us some about the Othello in your country? Okay, it's no activity now under the COVID, but it was before. And what do you think will happen in the future? And is it any live tournaments planned, as you know, in your country? Dimitri?
We had a live tournament. It, unfortunately, due to COVID restrictions, we could only gather like 6 players, but 3 of them are regular participants of WOTM matches. So it was a very strong tournament. Ivan Guterov won this tournament. Second was Alexander Melnikov, and I finished on third. So in the future, we are planning to have some regular, not maybe even maybe not official, but regular small tournaments, and have at least once a year or twice a year very big tournaments like championship, Russian championship. And I hope it will be back in 2022.
Yeah. And Oscar?
Yeah, so in Sweden we had the Swedish Championship live a month ago, or maybe a bit more, and so where we were like 18 players, and it was nice to see them all again. Although I lost in the semi, so I'm quite disappointed myself. But it was nice with the tournament live again. And there will also be another tournament next week in Sweden. It's called Limmared. But I will.
This weekend.
Oh, okay, yeah, this weekend. Sorry, yeah. So I think it's still So there is live activity in Sweden for Othello, and I think it's great. And
Yeah, we hope we can start up the European Grand Prix and European Championship and the World Championship on the next year. We don't know that yet, but I know the World Othello Federation is working on it. So we have one question now, and this is about the matches was coming. China and Japan. What are your hopes and thoughts about that match? And if your team goes to the final, do you have any wish who you want to meet, Japan or China, in the final? We can start with Dimitri.
I personally, our captain could disagree with my thoughts, but I personally hope that both teams, China and Japan, will introduce the strongest players, and I think in that case Japan would be stronger, and we will meet them in final and try to get as many scores as possible, because I believe the strongest team should win, and I believe that it will be much more worth to put a good fight than to play against weaker opponents.
Oscar, do you agree?
I totally agree. I personally also really hope that they are putting up with their strongest players, and that it will be a good fight, and so it will be a good final also. Japan has, as we know, lots of great players. So I hope that they are putting up with their strongest players, as lots of teams have done. And I agree with Dimitri.
So what about the semifinals, Sweden and Russia? Dimitri, who will win, and what is the strongest and weakness with the Swedish team? You dare to say that?
Of course I dare. First of all, I personally know some players from Sweden, because I had a great experience in Stockholm. It was my first off-the-board tournament that I played abroad. And I played with Niklas, with Oscar, there with you. Yeah, I remember you also participated. And so I have huge respect for the Swedish team. You put a very good fight in the group stage. But in my personal opinion, that wasn't your strongest players fully in the team. So I believe the main strengthening player will be Matthias Andersson from your side, comparing to our previous match. And I have a message for him. Why, Mr. Andersson? Why? Why do you do it? Why get up? Why keep fighting? Do you believe you're fighting for something? For more than your survival in this tournament? Can you tell me what it is? Do you even know? Is it for fun or honor? Perhaps title? Could it be rating? Illusions, Mr. Andersson, vagaries of perception. Temporary constructs on the feeble human intellect, trying desperately to justify an existence that is without meaning or purpose, and all of them as artificial as the game of Othello itself. You must be able to see it, Mr. Andersson. You must know it by now. You can't win. It's pointless to keep fighting. Why, Mr. Andersson? Why? Why do you persist?
And now the team leader for Sweden wished that we could put all Andersson, because we have 5 Andersson. So it would have been more fun if all our players named Matthias Andersson, Göran Andersson, Rickard Andersson. That would be fun. But now, Oscar, what is your reply for this?
I think it was fun, and so Matthias Andersson is really strong. So we hope that we win. And our message to the Russian team, I don't know. I hope we'll do a better performance than last time, and we promise to prepare carefully but I guess we'll see some snake opening from Dimitri, and and then let's go from there.
So we can promise the audience and all spectators a very interesting game and 2 interesting semifinals. So I say thank you to Oscar and thank you to Dimitri for this interview, and see you in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.
See you.
Absolute brilliance from Dmitry there. There is no way that Russia don't win the entire tournament. Now, I am telling you, come back to this video.
That was a shock, wasn't it?
That was brilliant. Russian accent and everything. Yeah. I am intimidated. Yes.
So, do we have anything serious to say after this?
I don't think so. I think that's almost a good note to leave it on. I don't know what to say after that. I'm speechless.
Yeah, it will be fantastic semifinals in 2 weeks, and we hope everyone is joining us and see the games. And we plan to stream so much we can. We will send out news about possible streaming and commentating of the semifinals, who will be the 27th and 28th November. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yes, absolutely. And as always, you can follow those games on vint.ee. And those links will be down in the description. I'm not sure. Hopefully they'll be here on the screen as well, but we'll see.
Yep.
And also, again, links in description, so check there after this. Make sure to join the Facebook Othello group and follow the World Othello Federation Facebook page, as well as like and subscribe this video. Like this video and subscribe to the channel. That would be good.
Yeah.
Massive thanks to Oscar, Dmitry, Kang and Tad for being interviewed. And then thank you to Bengt and to Ivan Chan for their fabulous job in interviewing. I hope you all enjoyed this video. It's all time-stamped, so make sure you check the parts that you want to see and then watch the whole thing again after you finished it. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.